Hi, I'm Jacob Woods.
And I'm Riley Chella, and you're watching BGTV.
And now, on to the announcements. Prom tickets will be sold today during your lunches. This is the last day to buy them. They will be $55.
The Not One More program will be happening on May 26th. Juniors should attend if they plan to park in the senior parking lot next year.
The nurse practitioner will be here every Friday till June 5th. If you are playing a fall sport, please sign up in the health office.
Weekly Regents reviews are ongoing. Sign-ups are in the main office. Don't procrastinate. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Next Thursday, May 28th from 7 to 9 o'clock, we have our first ever Washingtonville WrestleMania, where we will have teachers in giant sumo suits battling against one another. Our first wrestler is here for the very first weigh-in. Whoa! Now, unfortunately, Mr. Grenzer was not here to also
You can run all you want, Grenzer. You're all mine, brother. You're all mine. All right, LePere, I don't have to weigh in. I might not be as big as you, but I've been eating more lately. I've been doing Pilates every day, and I'm going to give it 110%. I am going to run you out of town. Woo!
Mrs. Kronzler and Mrs. Ryder, they're ready for Washingtonville WrestleMania. Mr. Brashino.
America.
Mr. Wargo.
Dog. Mr. Wargo's going down. America. Back-to-back World War champs. I have the collective power of Stalin's gulags behind me. Duh.
Beauty, brains, neither, both.
You got so much potential to get out of life.
Hi, I'm Stephen Lynch, and you're watching Simply Stephen. Today, I'm asking Ms. Hull a question, and it's throughout the course of your life, did you feel like you've been finding yourself or creating yourself?
Thanks, Stephen. I think the answer is both. When I was younger, like in my teens and 20s, I think I was finding myself. I tried a lot of different things and was friends with a lot of people and just tried to figure out what I liked, what I didn't like, who I thought I wanted to be. So I was kind of finding myself. But then as I got to be a little bit older, I started to get established into a career. I liked what I was doing. I realized I was creating myself, that I have choices, and my choices help me move along on a path, and then that path becomes who I am. So I'm really creating myself by the choices that I make and being aware that I have choices all the time. Even if I don't like the choices, I always have choices. So
I think that people are shaped by their experiences, like things that happen in their life commonly shape them, who they are and what they become. But for me, I think I have very strong beliefs. I have very strong religious beliefs, and I feel like I was created for a certain purpose or for a certain thing. So I think that the answer to your question for me is that I am in the process of finding out my purpose. And through the actions that have happened to me and the things that have happened to me in my life, that I slowly find out more about that purpose. And the people I interact with or things that take place have shaped more of the person who I was created to be, if that makes sense.
That totally makes sense, and I totally get that. Like, I really respect that so much. Anything else?
No, I would just encourage people to open their eyes, that things are not accidents, that people who come into our lives, that situations that we're in, or even accidents that take place, tragedies even, great things, tragedies, everything, I believe has a purpose, and it shapes who you are, and people need to be open to that. They don't just think that everything is just random, that things happen for a reason. So.
I like to think that I found myself. I'm in the niche or the area that I love the most, which is teaching kids, teaching health, coaching, parenting, things of that nature. So I feel as if I've created myself and I've made an environment that's conducive for learning, conducive to help kids grow and potentially, hopefully get them into the workforce someday and potentially be a great part of our society. So I feel like I've created myself more and I've creating myself, and I already found myself.
Okay, throughout my life, I would say I'm not finding myself as I know who I am. I think that I'm creating myself. I never want to stop creating myself. I want to keep going. I think if you become static, you might as well just hang it up. But as far as creating, I think creating is something good. It's good for everyone, and I will do it until I'm no longer alive.
Oh, that's so sweet. I kind of thought of an analogy when you were saying that, like we are like the people on the board game, and like our path or our goals in life are on that board game. Like I kind of thought of that when you were talking about that.
That's a great analogy, and I think that's really true. There are things along the path, as on a board game, and just like in the board game, you get to places where you have to pick whether you go this way or that way, or you get, like on Monopoly, you get community chest and chances, and you have to pick and choose.
I don't think they go hand in hand, but I think you could always have potential to find yourself in different areas or different regions, but I feel as if there's always room to grow and to create. But I think finding yourself and creating yourself are two different things, because finding yourself is you're not really sure where you're at in life or what you want to do potentially. I feel like creating yourself is something that you're always looking to grow and potentially strive to achieve greater things. So I think creating yourself, for me at least personally, I feel like that's more of potential to grow and to expand, where finding is more like a difficult stage where you don't really know where you're at yet in life.
Okay. I urge students to try things and create yourself. If you find yourself doing something you don't like, change it. Change it up. Always improve yourself. Never stop learning. Keep your mind open to new adventures and to just keep going through. And sometimes, life is good. Sometimes you are dealt some lemons, and what they say is you make lemonade. So, deal with life and always create yourself.
Thank you, Miss G.
Thank you, Stephen. I think one of the biggest things is to remember it's okay to make mistakes, that being afraid to make a choice because it might not be the right one or be okay can keep you from finding things that really would be very helpful and beneficial to finding out who you are. So that it's not so bad to make a mistake, that it's okay to make a mistake, you pick yourself up and you move on, and you just know that you are a combination of all your choices and that they're all right. Whatever they are, you can always correct things.
Aw, thank you, Miss Hull, so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks.
If you are interested in trying out for boys soccer, there will be an informational meeting on June 4th in the high school cafeteria. Plan to attend.
Hope Ball will be on June 4th. Forms will be in room 154 and must be returned by May 29th.
Class office petitions will be due today at 2:06. Elections will be held at June 4th. We'll be right back with this quick commercial break.
I hate school. I don't care about anything I'm supposed to be learning about. Wait, what is this? An astronomy class and an animation programming class, Mondays from 3:30 to 5:30? Food and fitness for life on Tuesdays from 4 to 5:30? A half credit for each? This is the best!
And here's Ray with a blood drive.
Bill Crowley. I'm a retired police chief. I've been giving blood for over 50 years. It saves lives. I've had many operations myself, and I needed blood, so I'm just paying back the system.
Well, the requirements for the blood drive is you have to be 16 years old and weigh a minimum of 110 pounds. You donate 1 pint, and each pint helps 3 people. So after you donate blood, you go to the canteen table and you could just sit and eat so you feel better, replenish your body, and you get to fill out a blood drop and write your name on it, and it goes out in the hallway so everybody knows that you donated blood. And you can pick up pins if you want, just to encourage everybody to donate blood so everybody knows that you did a good deed today.
Donated because it's a great way to give back. It helps a lot of people. And my mother actually died from a blood cancer, so it's one of the things that I do to help other people.
Thanks to all who donated.
Now, let's go down to Field Crew as they participate in food and nutrition.
Welcome BGTV, I'm Benny Giacoyo, this is Food and Nutrition, and today we're going to show you how to make stuffed green peppers.
Before we begin, make sure your hair is tied up, sleeves rolled up, and you wash your hands.
Alright, before you get started, make sure you have the following ingredients. A ½ pound of ground turkey, 1 cup of white rice, 4 green peppers, a tablespoon of chili powder, a ½ cup of tomato sauce, spices for your flavorful needs, and black beans, optional, depending on your preference.
First thing that we're going to do is we're going to cut up our bell pepper to be stuffed later. We're going to cut off the top, and then we're going to cut out the ribs and seeds. And that's how it's done. We have the rest of our peppers boiling right now just to save time. And right now we are going to make the filling.
As I'm preparing the rice, which is 1 cup of rice, 1 cup of water, Tony will be preparing the ground turkey.
So we have a can of black beans that have been drained and rinsed, and we're going to add some white rice to this.
It's a little stuck to the edges, so make sure to scrape it.
Okay, we're also going to add ground turkey. Okay, and after that's all been added, we have a tablespoon of chili powder that we're going to add on top, and 3/4 of a cup of tomato puree. And once that's all in, we're just going to mix it up.
Now that we have everything mixed together, you stuff the peppers with the mix, and you put some cheese on top of it, and you put it in the oven until the cheese is melted.
Just want to thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy cooking your stuffed peppers.
And here's Field Crew with the coverage of Mr. WHS.
Of Mr. WHS 2015 is Jack.
Feels pretty good to be Mr. WHS. It was a good night. It was a lot of fun. It was a nice charity, charity organization that we were able to raise some money for good cause. And also, there's a lot of previous Mr. WHSs that have been very successful in life. So hopefully, I can follow that path as well. I think it came down to the team, Mr. Clow and Mr. Brashino. They put the icing on the cake, and that's what I think won it for me ultimately. We did, we choreographed a little bit. We did had a couple practices, and ultimately we were able to pull out the win. So I was very happy about that. And go team! My favorite part of the night definitely had to be when Mr. Connolly and Mrs. Connolly and Mr. Clow gave their surprise performance, because I remember coming backstage. It was right after my talent. I was so confused as to what was going on, because I saw them in their wigs and their leather jackets, and I was like, what's going on right now? And then they went out there and they killed it, and it was really good. And everyone in the whole crowd loved it, and it was really good. It was awesome.
In a totally different way, get people to not be confined to their chairs, that you were able to get up and dance, you were able to clap, you were able to sing along with, if somebody was singing a song. You were able to basically have a fun night, and it wasn't kind of your typical school event. It was more of a fun thing.
Thank you everyone for coming out, and hopefully next year is just as fun. Any last words?
I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate what everybody has done for not only me and Hannah and Jack, but the whole event in its entirety, and I just want to say thank you.
Back to you in the studio.
Washingtonville's Memorial Day Parade will be held Monday at 9.
Come support your community and your troops.
There's only 15 more days of school left.
We're almost there. See you next week.